Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that's pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. To the sincere brethren in this thing of ours. Hey, the year 2018, the year of prophecy. And we see what's going down. YouTube was shut down yesterday for a certain amount of time, which was a test run or a trial run on things to come. Because you better believe they're going to do away with the internet because there's too much information going out, man. There's too much information going out. Namely, they're trying to do away with these videos that GMS and all the rest of the Israelites from different camps put up, man. But GMS has flooded the internet or YouTube, the YouTube world, with all kind of videos, man. You cannot count our videos, man. We put videos up week in and week out, man. We out there on the highways and the byways. So Esau is getting tired of that, man. You know? He knows, Esau, he knows Amalek and all these elite crackers that know, they know that their kingdom is coming to an end, man. They know this, man. So what they're going to do, they're going to fight tooth and nail to keep their kingdom afloat, man. Just like any other kingdom that ruled before them, they fought tooth and nail to no avail, may I add. They fought tooth and nail to keep their kingdom. But nonetheless, the Most High set boundaries where all these kingdoms cannot pass, man. You given an appointed time to come into your rulership and an appointed time to your rulership to end, man. And we're at the end of Esau's so-called empire, man. Or should I say his empire? This is not a so-called empire. This is an empire, the empire of Esau, the so-called white man. But you see what's going on in Venezuela. You see what's going on with the stock market. You see what's going on in Brazil. You see what's going on, the controversy that's going on in Saudi Arabia. You see all the bullshit that's going on in Afghanistan, Iraq, Yemen, Libya, Syria. All these hot spots is popping off, man. And America and its military is caught up in the quagmire. You see, so we know that Esau, he's losing his military might, his prestigeness, his military might is coming to an abrupt end, man. Hence, he's losing the grips on his empire because of ill dealings. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the ill dealings of Esau, his kingdom is going to be translated from his hands to the sons of Israel. Because we the next ones in line to rule this society. And we're going to rule in righteousness, man. Right now the people are mourning. You know why? Because the wicked is bearing rule. But when the righteous bear rule and getting the authority, getting that power seat, then the people are going to rejoice. Like I said, man, Esau, the so-called white man, his rulership, his empire is coming to an abrupt end, man. And he knows this. And just like all the kingdoms from the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, even during the time of the Dark Ages, man, the Most High set a bound that they cannot pass, man. And I'm going to get that in the scriptures. Abu Ratazayu Aki won't be edified, man. So this is Job chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined. Who is his? Esau, the so-called white man. Seeing his days are determined, The number of his months are with thee. Who is thee? The Most High. Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. What's his bounds, man? Hey, it was an appointed time going back to the late 1300s, the early 1400s, when Cristobal Colon came over here, which was the beginning of Esau's coming back into power and the end of Jake's. Hence, the first slaves came from Spain. Did not the Israelites rule Spain? They was calling themselves Moors, and they was going north. Hence, that's why the Most High took them down. But let me say this. Esau, his appointed time, the appointed time of Jake to go down, and Esau appointed time, the so-called white man appointed time for him to come back in his power seat, was in the late 1300s, going into the 1400s. Hence, we still in the kingdom of Esau. But, I'm going to read it again. The Most High, Yahweh Yahweh Shah, has set a bounds. He came into power in the late 1300s, early 1400s, up until now, which is the Renaissance, which means the rebirth of a nation. He's at the end of his rulership, because it was a timeline for him to come into power and a timeline for him to be taken out of power, out of the power seat. This is Job chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his day, which is Esau, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, which with the Most High. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You see, we're approaching the time of Esau's, the so-called white man's, the end of his rulership. And he cannot step over how can I say, he cannot step over the bounds of that the Most High set up for him. He can overstep his bounds. So once we reach that timeline where Esau is taken out of his rulership is coming to an abrupt end, he's going to be taken out of his rulership. And there's nothing he can do about it. Even though he's fighting tooth and nail. You can't do nothing about it, man. It says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So I don't care what you do, you goddamn crackers. Your empire is coming to an abrupt end. You know why? Because you cannot overstep the bounds that the Most High set for you to rule, man. Because Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of the world. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that real quick. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of the world, the world of Esau, the age of Esau, the so-called white man. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Jacob represent you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Esau, the so-called white man, he's approaching the end of his rulership. Hence, Esau, like it says in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world. The end is the end of an age. The end of the age of Esau in his rulership, the so-called white man. His rulership is coming to an abrupt end. And the sons of Israel is next in line to rule. Not the Russians, not the goddamn slanty ass gooks, the so-called Chinese, which are really Moabites, not the Japanese, not the Arabs. The sons of Israel. We are next in line to rule, man. That's what it says. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Once Esau, the so-called white man, get taken out of his rulership, Jake, the so-called Jake is going to be ruling, man. And that's scriptural, man. And that's prophecy. So we're at the end of Esau's empire, man. Esau had an appointed time to rule, and it's almost up. But of course he's going to fight tooth and nail. He's not going to give it up willingly. He's going to go down swinging. And we expect him to go down swinging. Hey, man, your rulership is up, and these prophecies are coming to pass, and the elite of the society, of the elites of you Edomites, they know, man. They know who we are. They know we the sons of Israel. They know that the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites. They know these things, man. But they're not going to tell you. And these other nations, such as the Chinese, the so-called Chinese, which are Moabites, the Ammonites, the Amorites, the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, they know who we are, man. The only people who don't know who they are is the Israelites. They call themselves Negroes, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Blackfoot, Cherokee Indians. They don't know who the fuck they are, man. Those are the 2/3. But the 1/3, the governing body, the 144,000, know who they are, man. We know that we are the biblical Israelites. This is Isaiah. Matter of fact, before I get Isaiah, I'm gonna get Psalms chapter 75, verse 7. But Yahweh is the judge. And the Most High, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, set a bound that Esau cannot pass, man. For he is the judge. The ultimate judge, man. It says, but Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. Like I just read, man. In 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 9th verse. Esau is the end of the world. The Most High is going to take him down and put it up another. Whereas it says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. I'm going to read it again. But the Most High is the judge. But the Most High Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one. He's taken Esau out of his power seat. He set up bounds that Esau, the so-called white man, cannot pass. And set up another. Who's the other? Like it says, and I'm going to read it again. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of the world, and Jacob, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, we are Israelites. Our true biblical names is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Simeon, Zebulun, Naphtali, on down to Issachar, the sons of Israel, man. We are next in rule. We are next in line to rule, and it's gonna be an everlasting rulership. You joint heirs with Yahweh. It's like a joint heirs with Yahweh Shah, man. It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see what I'm saying? Now it says back in Psalm chapter 75, verse 7. For Yahweh is the judge, but Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one, taking Esau out of his rulership, taking Esau out of the power seat, and bringing him low, and set up another. Who's the other? Jay. Like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 9th verse, man. It's over for you, Esau. Your rulership is coming to an abrupt end. Your economy is collapsing. The infrastructure of America is crumbling. You have been exposed as being a goddamn devil, man. All these nations are onto you, man. All these nations that have drunken that Babylon juice, they have realized that, hey, what benefit is in it for us to serve Esau, the so-called white man, to be under him? So the Most High is going to put the spirit on these nations, pursuant to Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, the 9th verse, to come up against you, man. Those nations that have nuclear capabilities, man. And destroy your ass, man. Hence, your rulership is going to come to an abrupt end, man. And at the very same time, the nuclear missiles is destroying America in certain parts of the earth. Yahweh Shai and the holy angels are going to come back, man. So you're going to be taken out of your rulership, man. This is Isaiah, the 14th chapter, the 12th verse. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven?" Heaven means rulership. "O Lucifer." Lucifer means the bearers of light. In this case, light bearer. In this case, the Illuminati, the illuminated ones, they are the bearers of light, but on the left-hand side. Because they are bringing forth wickedness, man. They are the bearers of wickedness, man. They're the bearers of light, but on the left-hand side. I'm going to read it again. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. "How art thou fallen from heaven, from rulership, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" The illuminated ones, like the bearers of light, who are the Illuminati, but they bearing light from the wicked, from the left-hand side, man, which is not light, it's really darkness. But they are the bearers of light, the son of the morning, which are the Illuminati. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, from rulership, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?" How is Esau, the so-called white man, going to get cut down to the ground? By thermonuclear destruction. Also concentrated fire from them chariots, which are laser beams. But before thermonuclear destruction and before the concentrated fire, it's going to be sedition among men, race riots. It's going to be fires in various places, man. America, as you know it, which is Babylon according to the Bible, is going to be burning before the missiles hit. It's going to be in an uproar. Before the missiles hit, all hell's going to be broken loose. There's going to be martial law throughout the land of America. There's going to be famine, pestilence. There's going to be death throughout the land. There's going to be concentration camps. And the people that save their skin is going to take that off of the microchip. And it's going to seal their fate, because as soon as they take that off of the microchip, hence it's going to be World War III. That's when America and certain parts of Russia, the whole of Israel, certain parts of China and Iran, Pakistan, India, Libya is going to be destroyed. Great Britain, Germany, France is going to be destroyed. That's how the earth is going to roll to and fro like a drunkard. That's when the earth is going to be destroyed, and Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be taken out of his rulership. Because at the very same time, Yahweh Shai is destroying the infrastructure and zapping the wicked of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans that join yourself into Esau, he's going to bring destruction and deliverance. Deliverance to the 1/3 and 144,000, and destruction to the 2/3, Esau and the rest of the nations that dwell in Babylon. You see what I'm saying? It says, and read it again. Isaiah the 14th chapter, the 12th verse. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer," which are the Illuminati, the bearers of light, but on the left-hand side, "son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?" Verse 13. "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the isles of the north. You see, do Esau do his technology, his satellites, do his technology and his satellites. He can hear and see everything, so he thinks he's the Most High, man. That's why he said he will exalt his throne above the stars. Because them satellites is above the firmament. That way they could watch everything. They could see everything. They could hear everything. Hence, they think they're the Most High. Cannot the Most High see and everything? So that's what Esau, the so-called white man, is set out to do. That's through his satellites. You know, it says, verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Do with satellites. Do the social media through all the technology that Esau, that the Most High gave Esau, he think is of his own brilliance that he have accomplished these things. And not know that the Most High put the spirit on him and the knowledge to do these things, man. So he think he the Most High. But he's going to be taken out of his rulership. He's going to be taken out of the power seat and brought low. And the elites, because the crackers in America, the so-called, these Edomites in America, right along with 2/3 of you wicked-ass Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're going to be burnt by fire. The only one that's going to make it out of this shit is the elite, man, of you Edomites. And hence, you're going to be the first fruits of slaves. So Esau, the time appointed for you to rule is coming to an abrupt end, man. The time appointed for you to spread your wickedness, your democracy, your homosexuality, your lesbianism, your transgenderism, your Me Too movement, and any other wicked device you got out there that you're devising is coming to an abrupt end. You goddamn cracker. And you see what's going on in the news? You got these kikes getting their ass whipped, man. It's kike beating season. You got these jakes and these other nations whooping your ass now. You know why? Because they tired of your shit. They finding you out, man. This kike whipping season. Esau, you goddamn red bastard. So-called white man. The Most High set bounds where you cannot pass. And we are approaching that bound where you get taken out of your rulership. And with that, I hope you Akim was edified. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Bakakwadash once again, and double honor to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, you Akim out there, that's pushing the word of truth and sincerity. And with that, Shalom.